This time on Dreddit.
My BF, 27/M, got really mad at me when I questioned why another girl FaceTimed him. So for reference, I'm 25 and my boyfriend of 2 years is 27. The other day, he left his phone at home while he went to work. I normally don't just go through his phone, but this particular day I noticed that this girl we will call Jane was texting him a lot. I had never heard of her before, so I got curious. I noticed that they had texted quite a bit in the days before. It was mostly innocent stuff about their job, their co-workers, but she did call him sweet, and they were sending a lot of. I tried to just not care and blow it off. But then, she called him. I didn't answer, but I went to his recent calls, and I saw that they had a 20-minute conversation the night before while I was at work. I started overthinking, and then he ended up calling me and saying, "Hey, I left my phone at home, you probably shouldn't go through it." I thought it was kind of weird he said that. So a couple hours went by, and I was thinking of how to bring it up without sounding accusatory. And then she called him again. And after 20 more minutes, she FaceTimed him. I thought it was really weird. My BF never uses FaceTime and I've never heard anything about this girl other than he found her super annoying, and she apparently flirted with him a lot at work. So when he got home, I asked why this girl was calling him so much and why they were talking on the phone for 20 minutes. He at first was understanding of how that could seem weird. But then since I was still a little suspicious, he literally threw my food on me and took my phone and threw it across the room. He kept saying I made him super mad since I was accusing him of cheating. I never accused him of cheating, I just said maybe there's more to the story. So Reddit, should I just believe him that nothing happened? Should I just let it go? I don't want to be naive.
Am I the a-hole for threatening to take my wife off of her weekly stipend that I give her if she doesn't do more chores or get a job? So I know, by the way, that I've worded the title that I probably sound like a major asshole. But I'd like for everyone to try to hear me out first. I've been married to my wife for 2 years now. It's been a great marriage. I do truly love her. I have a high-ranking job at a pretty large company and I make a good bit of money. When we got married, we decided that my wife didn't need to work if she didn't want to, that she could just stay at home if she would like. We came to the agreement that she'd do 70 to 80% of the chores if she stayed at home. We do not have kids, so she literally has nothing else to really do. She had side projects and crafts that she sold, so we also figured that it'd give her more time to work on that and grow it. As she does not work, we do have separate bank accounts. I like to spoil her, so I do give her a fair stipend each week to spend it however she pleases. NOW, I have realized that I may need to take it away from her. The first year or so of being married, everything was going to plan. She was cleaning a lot around the house and was building her craft business. In the last year, things have declined tremendously. Her craft business is completely closed. She hasn't worked on that in months. Not only that, but chores are hardly getting done around the house. I'll come home most days to a dirty house, and she will be there playing with the new items and clothes that she purchased that day. I feel like I'm doing all of the work while she is just sitting back and having fun. Recently I realized that I had enough of this and needed to speak to her about it. First, I tried to start off by being respectful. I asked if everything is okay with her. She assured me that it was and that she was super happy. I then tried to nicely tell her that I noticed that the house had been dirtier recently. She shrugged and acted like it was nothing. I then asked her what she does all day. She started to get upset with me questioning her. I told her that it looks like all she does now is spend the money that I give her on worthless things. She started tearing up and yelling more. I finally told her that if she doesn't start earning it, then I'm going to have to cut her stipends and not give her as much. She claimed that I didn't have the right to take her money away. I told her that I did because it was my money that I earned. Ever since then, she hasn't said one word to me. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for getting harsh with a mother whose child had gone missing? Got home from work last night, threw some food on and went to take my dog out. It's somewhere between 7 p.m-8 p.m. While I'm standing out there, I see this kid walking by barefoot, completely sobbing and calling out the name Susan over and over. He couldn't have been more than 8 years old. Instantly I'm worried and go over and ask him if he's okay, if he's lost or trying to find someone. This kid then breaks my heart. Between desperate sobs he tells me his 2-year-old sister Susan is missing. That he didn't mean it, they were playing on the stairs and he had thought his mom was watching her when he went over to say hi to a friend that was walking by. Apparently she wasn't, and his sister had wandered off. I spring into action right away and tell this porter let's go find her. I ask if anyone has called the authorities or if he wants me to make a phone call for some help. The kid looks scared and says no, his mom is also looking. It was almost like he was afraid to get in trouble. So I spent the next hour with this kid looking high and low for his sister. OT starts getting dark, so I tell the boy I should take him home and his mom needs to call the proper authorities if she hasn't, but her 8-year-old son should not be wandering around alone in the dark. We don't want people hunting for 2 missing kids. So as we're heading back to his apartment and he's still sobbing and calling her name, this guy sitting out on his patio goes, "Oh, if you're still looking for that girl, they found almost an hour ago. She's home safe." While there was relief, there was also fury in me. This mother had left her 8-year-old son wandering around alone in desperation for the last hour. Almost the whole time I was with him, so I know there was no attempt to find him. I get him to his apartment and knock and the mother answers the door. She goes, "Oh, there you are, Joey. I was waiting for you to come back. Susan is fine, no need to worry. It was just a mistake. I know you won't make it again." The boy is still sobbing. Unable to help myself, I look straight at the lady and say, "It's a mistake you won't make again. This was your fault, not his. You didn't even bother to come find him while he was out there trying to clean up your mess, and you're lucky you didn't end up with 2 missing kids. I'm glad your daughter is home and safe, and now your son as well." Of course she's start yelling at me, telling me I'm a horrible person to say that, and in front of her child, and that I have no idea how scary and stressful it is to lose a child, and that I have no idea what she went through after her son had told her Susan was missing. I just shrugged and said it was a bad mistake, don't worry, I'm sure it won't happen again, and walked off. I feel like I might have been too harsh on a woman that obviously had a rough night and put her down in front of her child. I was just so angry at what she put that boy through. AITA. Edit. For those saying I should have called the police, they were called, just not by me. I didn't have a phone on me at the time cause I was only running my dog out to use the bathroom and the kid was so scared by the idea of police I didn't want him running away while I left to grab my phone. I did however grab another resident that was pulling in and asked him to call them, which he did. We never saw the cops, so I don't know if they showed up and saw the girl was home and left, or if they called and got the same information. You have to remember, the whole time I was with the boy, his sister was already home, so authorities would have left right away. And it's a big complex. The police can be there and you never know. Edit 2. Thanks everyone. I took the call CPS comments to heart and stopped by the leasing office to discuss the situation with them. They would have copies of any police reports filed on the property. I explained what happened and they were horrified. They know the family and have received complaints about the boy being left alone outside with his sister before, but last night it came to a head with endangering 2 children's lives. They know the bio mother and are going to contact her with a copy of the police report that does not mention or include the boy walking around alone and make it seem like the girl wandered off on her own, and let her know that they will be contacting CPS and wanted to give her the heads up to be here to pick up her son when he gets off the bus from school. They unfortunately can't remove the daughter from her care, but they are putting wheels in motion. They asked to be allowed to handle it to avoid conflict between tenants, and I trust them to do it. All 3 women that run the leasing office are wonderful women that have children. They said that this was what they needed for CPS to take them seriously. They asked me to keep my phone on me at work to make sure that I'm reachable, because they're sure CPS will want to speak to me about last night.
You